My question is for the Minister of Community and Social Services of this old Liberal government. The bankruptcy of Goodwill Toronto is leaving hundreds out of work. Many wonder if they will ever see the severance pay owed to them. Yet last year, the government doled out $4 million to Goodwill, including nearly $1.7 million from MCSS. What do they have to show for it besides the $230,000 CEO salary? That money, like the millions and millions blown in the SAMS fiasco, is gone. Gone with zero accountability and no consequences. My question is this: does it surprise the minister to know that as far as taxpayers are concerned, the Liberals have abused all of their goodwill?
Minister of Community and Social Services.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And of course, we on this side of the House take employment supports for those with disabilities extremely seriously. And so, of course, we were shocked when we all read about what happened at Goodwill Toronto. And I'd like to tell the member opposite that since then we have reached out to every one of our clients served by Goodwill and to determine how best to support each individual and minimize disruption. And so we have now made sure that many of these individuals have new employment supports. Because, of course, our ministry provided funding to Goodwill to support individuals with a disability, including developmental disabilities, to find employment in their community locally. And I will, in the supplementary, give a little bit more detail in terms of our funding arrangement.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. I hope this minister is listening to people who tell her what is really going on. Media quoted Goodwill insiders who say MCSS funding was improperly diverted, leaving disabled clients without proper staff or resources. Executives, according to the Toronto Sun report, expense things like car washes with no apparent checks and balances, and staff didn't get the training they needed. The minister needs to tell us why she rewarded such dysfunction with millions of dollars. Why didn't the minister hold the CEO accountable? Why did the minister treat the CEO with the same kid gloves they used with Chris Mazda at Orange?
Thank you. Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And of course, Goodwill's funding was provided on a monthly basis. As soon as the ministry became aware of the program closure, all payments were stopped. And we will be working through the bankruptcy process to recover any funds owed to the ministry. Of course, our focus on this time is to helping our clients transition. I can assure the member opposite that any unused funds will be returned throughout this process. Our ministry does ensure that the agency is always in compliance. We look very closely at the 2014-2015 commitments, and we discovered at that time through a very detailed process through our transfer payment process that the agency was in compliance, and I want to assure the member that we will be diligent in recovering any unused funds. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.